Hello and welcome back to Let's Talk Movies. If you are new here, please like and subscribe for future content. We may have found out why Brie Larson has gone on to attack white dudes. In an interview in 2016 with the British newspaper The Mirror, Oscar winner Brie Larson on childhood struggles and her dad, who she hasn't seen for 10 years. Brie revealed the heartbreaking of her dad leaving her mum helped her understand character emotions in her acting. So, obviously she's done an interview with the Mirror paper here in the United Kingdom. This is 3 years ago, 1st of March 2016, and it details that her dad left her when she was young, and she hasn't seen him for 10 years. So, actress Brie Larson's role in Room brought her Oscar glory, but it also brought back awful memories of living in a cramped bedsit at the age of 7, listening to her mother sobbing night after night. Her mum's tears were shed because her husband had asked for a divorce, forcing her to move into the tiny studio with daughters Brie and Milane. Almost 20 years later, Brie used that experience to prepare for her role as Ma in Room, about a woman locked in the shed for years with the son she was forced to bear for her abductor, which this week won her a surprise Best Actress Oscar. So, obviously this is probably why she doesn't actually like the majority of white men, which is actually quite surprising, all of this is. So this was actually brought to me by someone in the comment section. I thank you very much for that. Thank you very much. I believe it was Octagon Digest or MMA Digest. Thank you for that, for letting me know about this. But it's absolutely crazy that this is what's happened. And this is most likely why Brie Larson doesn't like white men. Or 40-year-old white men as well. So we don't know how old her father was when he walked out on her. But she does go on in the article to say, suddenly I was able to, in some ways, relive my childhood from my mum's perspective and see how she lived and protected me in ways I never noticed, going on about her role in The Room. She was constantly going through these waves of forgiveness for myself, waves of forgiveness for her. I would call her crying, apologising for everything I didn't understand and didn't know. While she says she owes everything to Heather, Brie will not be sharing her Oscar success with Sylvian, saying they have not spoken for 10 years. So, she says, when legally I didn't have to have visitation with him anymore, I jumped on it. This whole situation with her saying about she doesn't care what a 40-year-old white man has to tell her, it almost is like a little jab at the father, because obviously he walked out on her and her mother and said he asked for a divorce. Obviously divorce does happen, it's just a natural thing in this world now. I think it's something like 1 in every 3 people or whatever, they get divorced. It's crazy what it is. But obviously when you look at this article from 2016, it does actually explain a hell of a lot of why she's against it. Maybe, so this is probably why she is against white men. Obviously, she, when she was 26, I believe, is when she won the Oscar. And so 10 years ago, when she was 16, obviously now she said, well, I don't want to see my father ever again, which is what she's done. And she's saying she put a lot of the plot of that stuff, a lot of the hate and aggression she had into her role for the film The Room. But she has said here, obviously she was homeschooled before graduating at 15 and admits she thought different to her peers. I didn't really have friends, I loved weird movies and I wore bowling shoes and I wanted to think outside of cultural norms. I went through a phase of eating dinner in the shower. What? Why would you eat dinner in the shower? Because I just thought, why don't we do that? Well, I also go to show like she's fucking insane. Because who eats dinner in the shower, honestly? But again, obviously it goes on and the rest of the article saying obviously she had bit parts in the acting, 2004 film, Jennifer Garner movie, 13 going on 13. She was Envy Adams in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, which I absolutely adore that movie, and I actually think is probably her best role. And she was also in 21 Jump Street. She has, again, even going back to here, she has spoken of the huge difficulty she faced as a young woman in Hollywood trying to win meaningful roles. From the moment I got boobs until this moment, I can't tell you how many times I would go into an audition and they'd be like, "Can you come back sexier?" And she described that she would have to wear a short denim skirt and crop top, and her and other actors would be forced to wear. She has since burned the skirt, but she still kept the crop top. She's saying she wasn't pretty enough to be the pretty girl, but I wasn't pretty plain enough to play the nerds. So nobody knew what to do with me. I doubted myself a lot. Obviously, when she became Captain Marvel, she thought it'd be good to just bash white men and then say no, she didn't, and she doesn't hate white men, and all she wants is to bring more chairs to the table. Which, I understand that part, and I think she did word it the first time absolutely wrong, because obviously there was tons of mass media outcry. Well, I say mass media, the majority of the actual proper thinking people, the proper thinking media, they're the ones who they were against it, not the shill media who bowed down to Disney. But if this is the reason why, obviously, her father walked out on her when she was, I believe it's when she was 4, I believe. So yes, almost 20. Oh, so yeah, she must have been about 4 or 5, around that. So 1995. And we will have a look now, because she was born in 1989. So yeah, so she was 6 when her father left her. So obviously had a lot of stuff there. So it's quite interesting to see. So if you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for future updates. And we'll see you guys soon.